Alright folks, hello and welcome to another video. My name is LeaderGrev and welcome to the Ask Me Anything series, where I will be playing Legend of Yore, a top-down roguelike, which is a lot like what adventure mode in Minecraft should be in my opinion, and I will be answering questions left by you guys. And it's called the Ask Me Anything series for a reason. It's because you can literally ask me anything. Just leave a comment below with your question and I'll answer it in the next video. And the reason I wanted to start this series, I thought of the series a while ago, because I was watching not a Let's Play, but a series by this guy named Playing With My Wii, who probably was the first Let's Player I ever watched. And he has a series called Team Fortress 2 Battles, where he answers questions by his viewers. And I thought, hey, that's pretty cool, I want to do that. But unfortunately, Valve games don't record very well on my computer, so I thought, what could be the alternative to that? And I spent my entire plane ride playing Legends of Yore on my phone, and then I found out there was a computer version, so I'm going to be playing that. And one of my viewers finally asked me a pretty important question, and so I thought, this is the catalyst, this is how I'm going to start. So anyways, here is the question and the subsequent answer. So, one of my viewers asked, "Hey Grev, I'm starting a new YouTube gaming channel. Can you give me some advice?" I have a lot of strong feelings about this question, and I had to write like a list of points to consider and things that I guess I keep in mind whenever I'm making a video. And I'm probably going to be one of the more caustic YouTubers you hear talking about this. Like, my opinions on this are probably going to be the most pessimistic, almost. They're not all that bad. But anyways, I remember watching Ant Venom answer this question months and months and months ago, where he made a video with a very catchy title. It was all like, how to be successful on YouTube, and of course it had a bunch of views. And his answer was essentially like, yeah, just play and be yourself. And as true as that kind of is, there's a lot more to it, and a lot more to it that's much more concrete and easier to accomplish. So here is my list of things to do, and we're going to start with one of the more obvious ones, but one that I think is overlooked a lot, and that's being professional. And that means everything from when you start your channel, make sure you have a good YouTube background. That's interesting, it shows your originality. It's professional looking. It's not like pasty tiled same images over and over again of a poorly drawn like creeper or something like that. Make it look good. This is your channel that everyone's going to be seeing when they look to subscribe to you. If you want to make a good impression, make sure everything about you looks good. Another thing, grammar and format. Now, this happened a while ago. I was contacted by a fellow YouTuber who wanted some tips from me. And one of the things that really bothered me was that the grammar was really wrong. And I don't mean like he misspelled color or something like that. Or like didn't put a comma in the right place. I mean like he typed in what I would call leet speak or internet speak, where it was like how are you was written like H0WRU question mark. And like that just blew my mind. Don't do that. You guys would be surprised how many people on YouTube are actually older than you, are actually fairly old, or actually kind of adults. And grammar like that really, really bothers people. Moreover, you're kind of doing a service to mankind if you're using proper grammar. Not only does it help you look like an intelligent person, but you're also probably, quite possibly, there's a slight chance that of the 100 people you meet, one of them will be like, that person's grammar was good, I want to write more like that. So do that. And when you're talking to people, when you're communicating with other Minecrafters, with other YouTubers, with viewers of your own, use good grammar so they know they're talking to an intelligent person, so they can take you seriously. The next thing is formatting. When you're making a video, don't title each subsequent video something different. Don't be like, video number 1, Tekkit Let's Play by Creeper Man. And then make the second episode, Let's Play Tekkit by Creeper Man 2 or something like that. Make sure your format is alright so it's easy to navigate your channel. I remember a friend of mine used to always tell me that my channel was hard to navigate because there were no playlists and everything. I was taking on too many projects at once. And I took that to heart and I reorganized everything, and I really like the new YouTube layout because it makes playlists and all of that much easier to manage. So use playlists. Format properly so everything looks uniform and coherent. Be professional. Capitalize things. When you're writing Minecraft in your title, capitalize it. Use capital letters. Stuff like that. It really does go a long way. You would be surprised if you look at one of my video titles and then compare it to some other like startup YouTubers video title, which is all like in shambles and things aren't capitalized and punctuation's wrong and stuff like that. It does really make a difference if things are harder to navigate, if they look worse. Because it's just another tiny little thing that might dissuade the viewer from subscribing to you. So that's as much as I can really go into the be professional thing. The next thing, which to me is pretty important because I have a pretty big backstory about this. If you're going into it for the money, don't do it. YouTube is not where the money is. I'm going to tell you that right now. If your intention is to make a lot of money, and I'm not talking specifically to the person who asked me, this is more of like I'm directing this at my entire audience of potential video makers. If you're going into it for the money, don't do it. It took me months upon months to make my first 100, and I'm still battling with Google to try to get that money. I still don't have it. That's not Google's fault, that's my own fault on my end, but if you're going into it for the money, first of all, you're going to need a partnership, which you're going to need a pretty sizable audience to get, and once you have the partnership, only then can you reap all the potential rewards from Google, and even then, it's going to take you a very long time to make the first 100, after which Google starts sending you monthly payments. So if you're going into it for the money, you've got to have a lot of tenacity, because it's going to take you a very long time, and you have to be absolutely confident in your success if your avenue is to make money. However, if you enjoy it, and please, don't do what you don't enjoy. If you don't enjoy what you're playing, it's going to end up like my Final Fantasy playthrough. Do what you enjoy, because that's the most important thing, and moreover, when things turn bad, like, say, during certain months, more people watch videos than in other months. So some months you'll be getting like 100 views per video, and other months you'll be getting like 20 views per the same type of video. And it's going to feel really awful. You're going to be sitting there and you're going to be like, I poured my heart and soul into making this video, it only got 5 views, this sucks ass. Excuse my French. But if you're enjoying what you're doing, if you make commentary for the fun of making commentary, you'll be able to get through that. That won't be as big a deal. However, if you're not doing it for fun, and you're doing it for the money, you're going to be aggravated because you're not making enough money for the content you're putting out, and in turn, you're going to want or feel, I guess, an excuse to work less to make the same amount of money. Because you're not going to be making very much anyway. Either way, I guess. So, if you're doing it for money, just don't do it. That's the most solid piece of advice. And if you're good, you'll be rewarded for it. But when I started making YouTube videos, I didn't even know making money was an option. I did it because I thought it would be fun, because I saw people who were doing it, and I thought like, hey, that looks like a lot of fun. And eventually it sort of took over my life, where every game I play, it's sort of like, I wonder how I could record this and turn this into a series. And I've pretty much tested out every single game I have to see how it records. It's a fun thing to do. And eventually it like takes over you, and you have this recorder's urge. If you don't have that, and you're doing it just for the sake of making a bit of money, it's not worth it. The next thing, speaking of money, I guess, gimmicks don't always work. One of the things I mentioned to a person who asked me a really long time ago about what to do, and that was when I was getting a lot of views on my videos. My view count has slowly dropped, or view rate, I guess, because I'm not making news videos anymore like I did last summer, and the end of last year when Minecraft 1.8 was all the buzz and this huge deal. And one thing I mentioned was, first of all, Herobrine. Using Herobrine in your video title attracts a lot of views. Don't overuse that, first of all. And second of all, don't depend on that for success, because it's not enough. But in terms of gimmicks, I used to make news videos, and I really, really enjoyed that. I only made like a handful of them, like 10 or so. And I had fun doing that because I have like an analytical mind where I want to like piece apart pictures and find out the cryptic messages. That's fun to me. So I really enjoyed doing it. But one could say it's sort of a gimmick on my channel because it was like those videos were really, really popular and a lot of people subscribed from them. But then when they saw I wasn't continuing to make that same content, I began losing subscribers. For the past 6 or 7 months or so, I've been steadily... my subscriber rate has been like almost a net zero because I've had people leaving at the same rate as I have people subscribing. So if you enjoy what you're doing, and you enjoy doing commentary, and you enjoy making videos, and you enjoy making these like gimmicky things, like I make short videos, that I think are funny. I enjoy doing that, so I don't really worry about the subscriber count that much. But if you're in it for the money, that's going to drive you insane, so don't do that. And be wary when you start going, or not descending into gimmickiness, but when you start something new. Because a lot of people might expect that from you in the future, and if you don't satisfy that, it might hurt you. The next thing, and I'm going to sort of move away from the bad, or the more pessimistic part of this commentary, and it's to be nice. It's something I completely forgot about when I was thinking about, or like brainstorming ideas for this commentary, and one of the things that I've noticed is that people gravitate towards nice commentators, guys who are genuinely kind and fun to listen to. There is definitely a market for being crass and being rude and being very violent and verbally aggressive. There are definitely people who like go and watch that. I enjoy that occasionally. DSP gaming, Game Grubs, stuff like that. You can be crass and be funny. There's a market for that. But a lot of times that doesn't really work out. You can slowly evolve into that, but start off nice because your audience won't gravitate to you if you start making videos and you're a complete jerk. If that's your thing, like if you go in with the comedic mindset, like my tech video from a couple days ago, that was all about me playing with 2 guys who were really funny, and we had a bunch of laughs at each other's expense. We laughed about the dumbest things, and we were very crass, and we were, at least in my opinion, we were very comedic. I had crazy laughs over that video. If that's your thing, and you can go in with confidence, with a swagger in your stride, and be like, this is my style, this is what I want to do, go for it. But if you're being crass for the sake of being crass because you think saying inappropriate words will make you more popular, it's not going to work. Geez, I'm being really pessimistic. I thought the advice of be nice would end on a brighter note. So, next. The next thing I would say is find a style and perfect it. And I guess that sort of goes into what I was saying before. You should, if you have a style, go for it. And if your style is being funny, go for it. If your style is being analytical, or being a builder, or being like a redstone genius, go for it. Depending on what you know, that is the commentary you will do best. So definitely don't strive to be like the Yogscast, for example. Because unless that is specifically your thing, and you go in knowing that that is your forte, you'll end up coming off as a really weird knockoff. And nobody's going to want to watch that. If that's your style, go for it. But if not, find your own style and gravitate towards perfecting that and making it your own. Because, really, YouTubers will be able to find enough unoriginal content just looking around. If you can come up with something that's original and interesting to watch, and it's your own style and your own idea, people will begin to associate you with that specific style. And it'll become your thing, and as a result, you'll become more popular. I mean, that's not really a promise. I can't make that like a campaign promise, like, you will be more popular if you have your own style. But, if you're able to perfect your craft, I can, to an extent, guarantee that you will find an audience that will enjoy your videos. And I guess the final piece of advice I can give is to interact with your audience. And I've tried to do this as much as possible. I don't think maybe in my entire history on YouTube, there's like a handful, and a handful means like a tiny bit. By handful, I mean a very small amount of private messages to which I have not responded. And those have either been spam or inappropriate to respond to. If you want your audience to follow you and believe in you, you have to interact with them. You have to be able to communicate with them. If they ask you a question, you should answer it. If they give you a compliment, thank them for it. It's simple things like this that make them gravitate towards you and say, like, I like this guy, he's a nice guy. I like communicating with this person. I like the advice that he or she gives me. I like the commentary that they do. I like the message that they're broadcasting. And the fact that they're taking the time to communicate with their audience means that we're actually important. Making your audience is one of the most important parts of your YouTube channel. In fact, it's battling for number one with having fun. You should have fun and engage your audience. And those are like the staples, the foundations of having a YouTube channel, in my opinion. And this may not be a universal, I guess, like suggestion video, because I'm sure the advice I'm giving right now isn't accurate for every type of commentator or for every type of startup channel. But in my experience, what I've suggested thus far is arguably like some of the best and most concrete advice I've seen, because a lot of the time I see answers like, be yourself, just do this thing that makes you happy and you will do well. Well, for a lot of people, that's not really concrete enough. And some of the advice I've given is more concrete and will arguably give you a leg up over certain other YouTubers who aren't following that same advice. And to sort of, I guess, drive the point, interacting with viewers is very important. That interacting with viewers is very important is the fact that I'm making this video, that I'm making this series, is because I want to answer your questions. Moreover, live streaming is another way of doing that. If you can, on the go, interact with your audience while making a video, that's really important. It's something I regret not getting into thus far, because it can really, really, really engage your audience. So, anyways, I hope that was helpful, and I hope it wasn't too pessimistic. Enjoy what you do. If you start making videos, be aware of bad times, but if you enjoy what you do, you're gonna have a good time. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave comments below, specifically questions below, and ask me anything. It could be about YouTube, it can be about my history on YouTube, it could be about music, it could be about games, it could be about the game industry. Any of that stuff. Ask me about it. Ask me anything. That's the name of the series. And if the question is appropriate, if I feel like I can answer it adequately, I'll have a stab at it. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good day.